A wonderful trend has been sweeping our nation. Many of us are leaving fast food far behind in our search for quality food sources in order to build a healthier and happier future for our families. People are returning to farming and gardening, and local farmers markets are springing up everywhere. Others go directly to family farms to purchase fresh, nutrient-dense foods.
I've been buying food from small family farms for over 10 years, and the raw grass-fed milk, the butter and the cream, the meat and the cheese, the pastured poultry and eggs have all made such a huge contribution to my family's health. There's just no way I would have 3 healthy children without them.
And yet, another trend is happening in our country, one which is not so good. The government is restricting our access to these very foods with their heavy regulations of family farms. In fact, they have made sale of some foods illegal and treated our farmers like criminals.
A few years ago, I started to hear about farmers struggling with government regulators. The stories of armed men in flak jackets descending on family farms was completely unreal to me. That is until one of my own farmers was raided. Then it became very real, and I was very scared.
The good news is that this type of thing has happened before, and the citizens prevailed.
I was already familiar with the Homeschool Legal Defense Association because many of my friends homeschool, and how they had successfully defended parents who had made the choice to homeschool their children. These parents banded together and they fought back against these short-sighted government actions, and they won.
Now the food rights community has come together to create a super fund in order to protect our farmers and our access to these life-giving foods.
We defend the rights and broaden the freedoms of family farms and protect consumer access to raw milk and other nutrient-dense foods.
The fund is always there to represent their members in legal and judicial proceedings. The fund levels the playing field, making it more difficult for the government to win wars of attrition where they drag farmers through endless and costly legal proceedings, only winning because the farmers' funds dried up. But the government has a new strategy, and now even consumers are under fire.
I heard about a Minnesota consumer who got into trouble for letting her farmer use her driveway as a distribution point. That seemed crazy to me. How can the Minnesota Department of Agriculture consider bringing charges against this woman for sharing healthy food with her family and friends?
We have sued the federal government and numerous state governments on behalf of consumer, farmer, and affiliate members, and helped hundreds of our members operating cow or goat share programs get started on the right foot with legal consultations and contracts. We are active in social media, and our website educates tens of thousands of visitors every month. We've also mounted petitions regarding federal legislation, and this year we launched the Food Rights Hour, a Saturday evening online radio show to reach a larger audience with our message. Since we lobby on food rights issues, our IRS status prevents our donors from receiving tax write-offs for donations. But thankfully, that hasn't stopped folks from donating. We're a true grassroots organization, and we receive no government funding.
Their main sources of revenue are membership fees, individual donations, fundraiser events, sales of educational and activist materials, and grants for public interest litigation from other nonprofits, such as the Farm to Consumer Foundation, which can accept tax-deductible donations on their behalf. As Americans, we should be free to eat whatever food we wish, but frankly, our government doesn't agree.
When we challenged the FDA's ban on interstate transportation of raw milk for human consumption, we found out what the FDA really thinks about consumer choice and food rights. The FDA said that there is no absolute right to consume or feed children any particular food, and plaintiffs do not have a fundamental right to obtain any food they wish. Since when can the government tell us what we can eat?
It was clear to me that by joining the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund, I was protecting my family's right to access healthy foods. And frankly, that's really the only choice I thought we had, because if we don't act together and act now, the only foods that are going to be available for my children when they're grown are these newfangled frankenfoods from factories. That's just not something I can live with.
So here's 2 ways you can help. First, be sure to visit the website and join the Legal Defense Fund. Secondly, sign up to receive the timely communications about issues affecting your food rights. Act today to preserve these precious foods for now and for the future. For more information, visit the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund. If you would like to provide tax-deductible donations, go to the Farm to Consumer Foundation. More information about the benefits of nutrient-dense foods can be found at the Weston A. Price Foundation. And to learn how to prepare these delicious foods, visit the Healthy Home Economist.
Thanks for watching and supporting your local family farms.